Some of the challenges facing the video and some of the traditional channels that are happening today are pretty basic. The traditional channels like TV, they're pretty steeped in the metrics that they have, and the metrics are around, you can get down to the program level from a particular TV show. The ratings points are universals across all the different networks that are in there, both cable and TV, and it's universally accepted. So you have most CMOs, most clients accept the metrics for what they are because they've been true and tried and tested. You can put media mix modeling against them and they work. From a digital perspective, the metrics have always been more focused on response. So not direct response, but response. So a click-through, right? A cost per click or a view-through. So, which it's usable metrics, but at the end of the day, when you're talking to big brand clients and they want to move propensity metrics, or they want to talk about what's moving my business, you can't really answer that with those metrics. You have to get to the higher level metrics. So right now what you have is you have different entities controlling them from both the industry as well as from an agency perspective that really haven't come to a conclusive set of anything around the data. Like, what is the data we should be using? What is the data that we're not going to be using from a digital perspective? So it's still early days, but I think now with some of the stuff that Nielsen is doing, some of the stuff that RentTrack is doing, you're seeing a lot of the traditional companies that were involved in the traditional research and traditional metrics are starting to focus on digital, and they're starting to partner with the different entities in the publishing community as well as the agency just to put more rigor behind it. So we're not perfect yet, but I think we're probably a year to 2 years away from having meaningful measurement in the space. Portfolio management is really just the evolution of the agency model, not just the planning model, but the overall agency model. So it's really started with a simple concept and a simple premise of that we could service our clients' businesses better if we were looking at channels neutral and we were looking at solutions agnostic. So we didn't go in with any preconceived notions, we didn't have any predetermined budgets that were going to go anywhere, and we really sat down and focused first on an insight, right? So what is a true meaningful insight for a client, for their consumer, for their business, that we can then go off and build an actionable media plan based off of to impact those goals. So it started off as for portfolio management as more of a planning function. It's also something that now you're seeing in integrated investment groups that are going cross holistic buying as well. And you're starting to see ad operations group and research groups start to operate like that just because it's the way of the world, right? So it's almost like looking at mobile phones today and where they were 10 years ago. 10 years ago, mobile phone was a luxury. Today it's 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds are walking around mobile phones. It's just, for us, it's the evolution of the industry of where agencies should be and how we could best service our clients and best get to what they need to do for their consumers. There's a bunch of benefits that go with the portfolio managed group. So the biggest issue that the industry has is turnover of staff. And that's a constant complaint about clients. You have people that work on an account 2-3 years, vested time, knowledge, and then they leave to go to another agency or another job because of, maybe it's because the job's not interesting, it could be money, whatever it is, they leave, and with them leaves that knowledge, and then the client feels like they're at square one. So one of the immediate benefits of portfolio management is really just exciting your group of people that you're setting them up for the future, right? So you're training today for a job that will be in place 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. And the way we're doing it with the training, it's almost an industry first, where most agencies don't spend a lot of time training their people on stuff that's going to be impactful a year from now, 2 years from now. They just worry about today, right? What can you use today to impact our business? So it's us investing in our staff, which then vests back to our clients, where then our clients get the benefit of that. Second benefit we have from that is being solutions focused, right? So it's not just about the channels, it's about what we can do for a client, right? Your client's got a business goal or marketing goal of X. We can go in and through the process we use, we're planning against that versus a set assumptions of we have to spend $20 in TV, $5 in print, $3 here, or hey, I'm your planning person, let me go get a specialist to come in and help you. What we're trying to do is the group of people that work on your account are the specialists. They go cross-channel, they go cross-solution. So if you're talking about content, they can talk about content to you. They can bring in specialists to do the executional details, but all the strategic heavy lifting is done by the same group. So that way what you're getting is true value out of that group versus that group is just serving as the middleman for the people that are going to help your business. So those are the two really biggest functions that you can get from a client as well from an agency perspective. And honestly, just makes the job more interesting for, you know, especially with digital natives, it just makes the job more interesting for them where you're not put in a box of you only think digital or you only think TV, you only think print. It allows people to be people, right? Be curious, right? Drive, you know, curiosity is always going to drive you to your best results. It's always going to drive you to your best insights. And it's also going to allow people to succeed and fail, right? And that's what we want people to do. Succeed, fail, succeed more than fail. Be curious about everything you do and don't be afraid to, you know, do something outside of your norm.
And when fragmentation for them means that they have more competition, that they have more countries to cover, that they have more devices to cover. So most of them still selling by chasing RFPs and campaigns one by one.